Good afternoon. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another live stream here on the Aviator 268 channel. We are doing another MAX flight. We are in the Caribbean Airlines MAX 9Y Tango Oscar, and we're doing 2 flights tonight. Once everything holds up, we're just gonna keep our fingers crossed that nothing goes wrong today on this flight. We're going from the Mobay International Airport, Sandwich International, over to Nassau, and then we do a nice little turnaround from Nassau going back down to Kingston. So we're just hopping out of Jamaica from one airport, then back to the next one. Yo, what's going on, George? Welcome to the stream. As you see, we're getting ready to, we're actually already boarding, so we're gonna jump right into the system. We have 108 passengers right now getting ready to board this airplane. And let's see, out of 108 we have, come on GSX, talk to me. We have 21 out of 108, so we got some time. All right, no problem. Would be happy to have you on the next leg, George. No problem at all. Kind of a quick thing, so yeah, sorry about the late notice, but I appreciate you joining today so that we could have a nice little flight over to Nassau and back down. All right, so we've already kind of pre-programmed the airplane, so we're just gonna get things started off by putting in some other information. We're going to fly over 2300, and our cost index is going to be 40 this evening. And let's see here, what is our reserves for today. Our reserves are going to be 1.3 plus 1, so that's 2.3. 2.3 on the reserves. All right, no problem, George. We'll see you on the next side. Not a problem at all. And according to our EFB on the side here, our zero fuel weight is 57.3, and our takeoff weight is going to be 67.3. And once that's complete, let's go and copy the FMC. The current wind is 070 at 18, so 070 at 18. Everything else remains the same. I'm going to take off 1. Flaps 5, AC is on, anti-ice not required, and let's calculate that. So we have our, get ready to take it off 37 degrees, gives us 141, 141, and 149 as our V speeds. Pretty light today, so we expect those low V speeds today. Zero fuel weight is 57.3, and we execute that. N1 limit is going to be takeoff 137, and that will give us a V speed of, let's go flap 5, V speed 141, 141, 149. So we pop those in there, and our CG is going to be 5.8. All right, so we have most of the bags already loaded, so we can go ahead and pop on the seatbelt sign, and we can start our APU. And we can also do electric 1 Bravo and move our trim wheel to 5.8. That's just about 6, so right there will be good. 55 over 108, so we can do that. That's all set.
May I see your boarding pass?
Checklist. Don't want to have a problem with not getting our flaps and all these other things set up. We want to make sure. All right, dear Karai, come on. We'll be more than happy to have you. So you coming on this flight or the next one, dear? Let's see. Checklist. Checklist. Where is it? Right. All right, so our before start checklist, if we can just run through that really quickly. Before start checklist, flight deck and exterior inspections are complete. Pre-flight procedures complete. IRS modes and nav and display switches are on and auto. Emergency light switches are armed. Passenger signs are on. Window heat switches are also on. Pressurized distribution panel is set. Personalization mode selector is on auto. All those are in the overhead panels here. APU is now on, so we're gonna switch to APU power, and that will go to APU gen, and we can turn on those, and we can disconnect the system from the ground. So we disconnect the air conditioner from the ground, leave on the nose gear can come off because we have the guys at the front already setting up, so we'll take that off. And let me go to the terminal charts, and we'll use complete, and we have edit the clips, and we're using the rosto or departure. And for the arrival, we're going to be using, if we have to return the ILS runway 07, so that's set, and we'll go through that shortly. Okay, so the remote control panel, let's set that real quick. This should be 149. Heading is going to be 07. 071, I'll double check that. The runway. And the top altitude, we're gonna go to 170, and that is the remote control panel. Oxygen mask, regulator interphone check. Altimeter is 1016 set and cross check. Warning, and the panel has been checked. Anti-skid light not installed. Landing gear is down 3 greens. GPWS has been checked. Speed brake lever is down detent, and we could double check that, down and detent. Thrust levels are closed, and the engine start switches are cut off. Similar trim cutout switches are normal. And the fire system has been checked. This is not the first fire of the day. And the radio transponder and radar, since there's CTAF in the Roger RDLCU at gate 3, cool. Let's see what the CTAF here is in Mobay. Our frequency is going to be 118.75, so we will set that 118.75. Cool, so that's set. And I'll explain what CTAF is if anybody is not too clear on what CTAF is in just a moment. Just finish the checklist. Rudder and aileron trim is free and zero. Parking brake is set. Departure briefing is gonna happen right now. All right, so we are in Kingston, not Kingston. We are in Mobay, Sangster, and we are at gate number 7, which is just right across here. What we'll do is push back, and we will face towards the west. We taxi via the Alpha, hold short runway 07. Once we depart of runway 07, we are going to take off via the Rosto 2 departure. And the Rosto 2 departure calls for a takeoff at 1.7 DME. We will make a left turn for noise abatement 030 up to Rosto, then Rosto onto flight plan routes. While we are on the subject of departure, we are Roger DL. Once we are on the takeoff roll, 0 to 80 knots, if there's anything that's going to make the plane unflyable, we will call stop, close the thrusters, the thrust levers, and we will exit via the next taxiway. We will assess the situation. If we have to go back to the gate, we'll taxi via Bravo Alpha to the gate. Otherwise, once we think that everything should be fine, we will then come back around for a second departure. Between 80 knots and V1, we stop only for any fire warnings that will come on the ECAM. Not the ECAM, but the, I guess, the recall here. Above V1, we are coming for the takeoff. We will take off at 1.3 DME. We will make a left turn direct Roscoe, climb 3,000 feet. Assess the situation. We'll come back on the left side downwind, and we will land on the ILS runway 07. We have ILS runway 07 already here. Local line is 109.5, 073 on the heading, and we have only threats will be on the south side of the field, which will be these mountains. So we have to make sure that we are at least between 38 and 28,000 feet on the approach. All right, so if there are no questions, the departure briefing is complete. Content briefing has been completed. Logbook is checked. Fuel required. We have 10 tons on board and it's sufficient for the flight. And we could double check that right here, right now. We will go into our legs, route data, request the winds. And on the right side, we'll have the progress page that should change from 7.1 once the winds go in. And let's see here. All right, we load that, execute, and we should land with 7.1 in Nassau. Cool. Yo, what's going on, Mark Ali? Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, cool. So we are just about complete. After paperwork is received, so the FMC and ACAR's info will be completed right now since we have the passengers all on board. So these numbers are the same. We'll just pretend that that would have come. So 57.3, we have all passengers on board and that information is in. So we have FMS and ACAR's info entered. So the trim is 5.8 and that is check. Airspeed and N1 bugs. The airspeed is 149. V2, V1 is 141, 141, and 149. So our before start checklist is complete. These people who sit in these seats and refuse to have the wheel. All right, so we have our friend over here. I think that should be DL on the other side there, gate 3, he said. Perfect. All right, good. So we tell the flight attendants, all right, thank you. We'll talk to you guys later. All right, close the doors. Good, beautiful. All right, so we get the overhead panel ready. Oh, we need to make an announcement. So we go to 118.75. All right, so CTAP. What CTAP is, let's give ourselves a spot code real quick. Our spot code today is going to be 3211. Oh, okay. That's just random, guys. 3211. All right, yeah, so that A320 over there is going to be DL, who's traveling along with us today for the. So CTAP. What CTAP is, it allows for us to have communication. Okay, so regularly you have 122.8, which is Unicom. And what that allows for us to do, from long ago, we only used to type on Unicom. Now you can use voice. So to avoid a lot of traffic trying to communicate, especially when you're airborne, you would use CTAF. I don't know if it's below 10,000 feet. I need to find that out because I haven't checked that, but below 10,000 feet, when you're going into a particular airport, you would use that CTAF, that frequency. So only the persons at that airport will be able to use that. Yeah, there's no ATC right now, dear. So we're gonna go on 118.75, which is the Unicom for Sangster. So only the persons at Sangster will be able to hear that. And for whatever reason, if somebody's on 18.75, they will hear what we're talking about. So we're on 18.75 right now. So we're gonna go ahead and make our announcement. I'm gonna do a mic check real quick to make sure that DL can hear us on the frequency. So DL, if you're on so it's not 122.8. We do 122.8 once we get airborne. On the ground itself, we use the CTAF for this particular airport. So the Caribbean along with the US and some other place, and Canada's apparently is now using CTAF. So it's, you have to check it just to make sure it is for that. Let's double check to make sure that we have some somebody can hear us on the frequency. So 18.75. So let's do a check. Hey, what's going on, Grace? Welcome, welcome. Radio check, radio check. All right, cool. So Dio says he can hear us, so that's fantastic. All right, great.
Radio check.
Got you, 5x5. Beautiful. So we're set now. All right, cool. So let's go ahead now and make that announcement. Thanks for traffic. Good evening. Kerbin 351, push a start from stand 7 onto Alpha. Taxi to runway 07 for departure. Thanks for traffic. All right, cool. So we still have the electric connector. We need to disconnect those real quick. All right, that's disconnected and doors are closed. No, they're not, but once we call for push and start, that will happen. So we'll call for push and that will prompt for the doors to be closed. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Very good. All right, so we will turn on our anti-collision light. So let's go to our checklist with push and start. Doors are closed and locked. Hydraulic panel is set. Fuel panel is set. Standard door closed and locked. Anti-collision lights on. Air conditioner panel is set and transponder is set to on. Cool. So as you can see, we are being pushed now. We will go nose right. The nose gear was lifted, so we release the parking brakes. Parking brakes is released. Hey, what's going on, Catrice? Welcome, 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 Catrice. It is good to see you. All right. So we're gonna start engine 2, then 1. So let's set start engine number 2. What is this? There we go. I wonder why she's sliding on the ground. All right, waiting for this motor to extinguish, and we introduce the fuel.
American Airlines 2979, pushing out of gate 3 parking.
And there we go. DL, are you using AA versus AAL? Because I'm seeing it as a white plane. If you're using AA versus AAL, can you just change that to AAL so we can see you? Yeah, Justin, it's supposed to be payware, but I think the version for P3B actually looks better than this. Oops. Parking brake is set. The brakes are set. What are you talking about? All right, start engine number 1.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
All right, we'll see you on the left side with pin, and we'll see you next time too. Thank you. See you. So we're just waiting on the motoring to disappear, and then we will definitely, there we go. So now he's looking like he's in the American thing. All right, great. So we're just waiting for her to wave. See ya. And just so we can give her a little thing, we just flick the taxi lights real quick, and she's good. All right, and motoring is complete, and we do that. Engines fuel, and we are good to go. All right, cool. Yeah, I think I do see you're a little far ahead, so. Yeah, you're further ahead from me, so but you do look like you have the colors now. Yeah, I think you're, yep, there you go. So you're now looking like American. You got some clothes on. All right, so we have some fuel in the center, so we turn that on and we will go into the overhead and do the memory items and then call for the after start checklist. All right, so the after start checklist, please. After start checklist. Generators are on, full heater on, anti-ice not required, and the air conditioning panel is set. Auto brakes is RTO, and the other after start checklist is complete. All right, flaps 5. We're having this problem with this thing right here. Cycle that through, and that should be gone. Good, perfect. So that's fine. All right, flaps 5 and 5 is being set. So let's 5 and 5 green light. Taxi checklist. 5 flaps 5 green light. Flight controls. Rudder left, rudder right. Fully left, fully right, fully up, fully down. Flight controls. Taxi checklist is complete. All right, lights coming on, and let's release the brakes and let's go. Taxi traffic, Caribbean 351, taxi runway 07 via Alpha, hold short 07 via traffic. Taxi traffic. All right, and we are off. So you're probably wondering as well, why am I using the runway turn off rather than taxi light? So I'm also using my virtual airline, and the ACARS for whatever reason doesn't accept the taxi light for taxi. It uses it as a landing light. So the runway turn off lights are actually in the wing as well. So they're all in the wing. So we just go ahead and use those anyways, and then we'll turn on the taxi lights once we get to the top, once we get ready for takeoff. So we just roll with it. We just roll with it. And it's sunset. So we're just gonna go ahead and turn on these lights.
07 via Alpha.
We're gonna turn on these lights just so that by the time we get airborne, because it's sunset right now, so we want to make sure that we don't have a problem seeing our flight deck once we get into the twilight. All right, so we have our American pushing forward there, and we'll do our before takeoff checklist. That is set 5.8, and finally was about to miss my connecting flight. Yeah, you don't want to miss that at all. Flaps 5 green light, windows close and lock, throttle auto throttle is armed. Runway departure, first fix, we are taking off runway 07, departure to Rostow 2, and the first fix is Rostow. And the takeoff briefing, just to recall, it is the once we get on departure between 0 and 80 knots, we stop anything that's going to make the flight unflyable. And then between 8 knots and V1, stop only for any fire warnings that will come up on the recall. And above V1, we will come into the takeoff, we climb 3,000 feet, make a left turn after departure, 1.3 from the thanks to VOR. And we hold at 3,000 feet, assess the situation, come back around line if we need to. If not, we can continue on to Nassau. All right, so let's ding the cabin, let them know we are ready to go. All right. And final items, radar and a transponder is set. We're doing 2 flights today. We're doing over to Nassau, and then from Nassau we come back to Jamaica, but we're going to Kingston instead. All right, Radar transponder is set, flight switches are continuous, and exterior lights will be set once we get on the runway. So we'll go ahead and wait for our departure here. So DL, you're free to go.
American Airlines 2979, taking off from runway 07.
Taxi traffic, Caribbean 351, line up behind the departing Airbus, was 07. Taxi traffic. All right, so we will line up behind the departing A320. Our friend DL preferred to do the buses today. We're taking Maxine. Right. Okay, so he's cleared, so we can go ahead and turn on our strobes as we enter the runway. So once we get set up, we should see him clear to the left and clear right. Once he complete the turn, we should see him on the upwind. And there he goes. So once he calls clear 3,000 feet, then we will do our takeoff roll.
American Airlines 297, clear runway 07.
So because we're going to the same place, we want to give ourselves a little bit of a spacing because there's no ATC. So we're going to wait for a little bit. Once he clears 3,000 feet direct roster, then we will be fine. While he's doing that, let me get up this fix real quick. Let's see, terminal charts, and the SIA is 10. Okay, so it is. Let's double check that. So thanks for VOR SIA. We need to cross that on 03045. So 045, and let's call it 1. Right. So should be 1.3, but by that time we'll take off. So let's see if we can do /2. Although we need to clear that. All right. Cool. Okay, so he's now over Rosto, so we can now turn on our landing lights, wing lights, and we're good to go. Golden hour time. All right, so let's go, guys. Take off.
American Airlines for level 030, switching to Unicom.
Taxi traffic, Caribbean 351, take off runway 07, left turn after departure via the Rosto 2. Taxi traffic. All right, so let's go. And Toga. Thrust is set 83.3. 80 knots. Check. Thrust hold. V1, rotate. Positive rate of climb, gear going up. LNAV, VNAV speed. And a left turn out. Follow the directors. Taxi traffic. Caribbean 351 cleared runway passing 1.5 climb maintain final was 300. clear to Rosto to departure, start to traffic last call. All right, good. Speed check flaps 1, flaps coming up. And we'll try to hand fly this all the way up to Rosto. Flaps up. So we follow the flight directors. Give a little trim here and there. And flaps coming up. And we're going to want to 2.80. Still hand flying. Want to make sure we don't bust through 250, so we're going to pitch up just a little bit. Passing 4,000 feet. Doing pretty good. And just look at how that looks on the dashboard. Look at that. The sun just beaming in there. Beautiful stuff. Over Rosto now, making that left turn. What do you guys say? Should I hand fly it up to 10,000? I'm feeling like I want to hand fly this to 10,000 feet. Aircraft wants to get ahead of me real quick, so we pitch up just a little bit. So this is why you need 2 pilots in the flight deck to make sure that you keep the heading bugs where they're supposed to be. Look at that. Lovely, lovely, lovely. All right, let's make sure we bug this all the way up to 30,000 feet. And we are just about 10,000. Once we get to 10,000, I will engage autopilot command A, and we enjoy the rest of the flight. And 10,000. So we have command A, and we'll take the lights out, and we'll do the after takeoff checklist. After takeoff checklist, flaps up, no light. Landing gear is up, NCS not required. Engine bleed and packs on and auto. And the pressurization panel is set. Entry start switches are on off. APU not required. After takeoff checklist is complete. Beautiful departure indeed, DL. And look at this. Lovely, lovely golden hour. And that looks like a nice picture right here. Yeah, guys, so we are enjoying this magical flight going up to Nassau. It is a pretty short flight, a little bit longer than the normal ones. It says 1 hour and 12 minutes. So we got a nice little time to chit chat and enjoy the views. Talk about what's happening in the community right now. DL says that he learned something new today though. Okay, so I don't want you to confuse it. It's not that you don't use Unicom on the ground. There are places where you will. So for the United States, for Canada, I believe, and the Caribbean, there's CTAF in operation in the Caribbean. So what you do is you type .ctaf and put it in the comments real quick. Put .ctaf, then the ICAO code. So for example, okay, I'll do this ICAO code. So for example, it will be .ctaf MKJS, and what that would do is that it will give you the frequency that is used for the local field. The other parts of the world, Unicom is still 122.8. So it's just to remember that in the Caribbean you have to do that. It's just really just to help to alleviate the issues that we have with so many people trying to talk, because again, Unicom, everybody's trying to talk on Unicom, and once you're within the range, then of course you're gonna hear somebody trying to talk, and then people won't be able to get it. So let's just suppose that we had, in vPilot. So if we had, let's say there were people on the ground in Kingston and people on the ground in Sangster, all of us doing a flight out to Nassau. The people in Kingston can actually hear us on Unicom in Sangster. Now when we switch to the local Unicom or the local frequency for the airfield, then it allows for only the people at Sangster to hear what's going on. So we wouldn't interfere with the people at Kingston, right? However, if we're in, let's say, deep South America, then everybody's using Unicom, because I don't think South America is online yet with the CTAF. We're able to do that. So it's still being used, and like now we're airborne, we are on Unicom so that anybody that's around us will be able to hear us. All right, so we're climbing through flight level 206 up to flight level 300. Let's see what our cruise altitude, cruise speed is gonna be. Cruise to 0.78. I think we could push that to 0.8. We could probably push it to 0.8. So we'll see what happens when we get to cruise. It should be a nice smooth flight. Shouldn't have a problem today. Let's see what the maps look like. Yeah, the maps are showing that we'll have a slight crosswind, but should be able to push through. So we should be fine. Should be in the positives of the 450s going up there. So we should be fine. There's no significant weather going on in the area either, so we're good to go. We are good to go. If you are just joining, welcome to the stream, guys. We've just left out of Sangster International Airport, otherwise known as Mobay International, and we are flying the beautiful MAX 8, from Boeing. The beautiful MAX 8, and we're using registration 9Y Tango, 9 Yankee Tango Oscar. I am literally waiting for the other registrations, because I'm going to be flying the flight out of ANT. So when I was leaving from Kingston some years ago, there was I think that's when, so Carabiners was getting all these new MAX 8s, and for whatever reason they decided to put 9 Yankee Alpha November Tango on the route from Kingston to Antigua. So when the pilot came on the frequency, he said, welcome aboard flight, I think it's 459 that day, I don't remember, but welcome aboard Caribbean Airlines flight to Antigua, and just for a point of information, you're flying on a brand new 737 MAX 8 Alpha November Tango, and this will be the first time that it has been flown to Antigua. So it's a possibility that the flight came directly from down south, from Trinidad or Barbados, and then it's rerouted to So we got a water cannon once we got to Antigua, and it felt so good coming onto an airplane and flying that airplane home for the first time. So it was really, really good. Really, really nice. I'm really hoping to have Alpha November Tango really soon. There's some guys from Trinidad, I think, working on the scenery set, not the scenery, the livery set. And so once they finish with that, then we'll be able to fly Alpha November Tango, and of course do that flight where we will fly it home to touchdown in Antigua. So the previous aircraft fleet that Caribbean Airlines was using was the 737-800 NGs, and they would use the registrations that had the airport codes. So Alpha November uniform was the previous one on the NGs. So now they can't use the same thing twice unless they scrap the airplane, I suppose, but they were still using those airplanes, so they had to use something else. So ANT, GRN, BAH, I think it's for Barbados. No, BAR, sorry. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. BAR? Why am I trying to think about these things when I can look them up? That's crazy. I could definitely look these up. BW. You broke the clamps, DL. How can you break the clamps, man? You didn't want to fly anymore? Right, so Caribbean Airlines now has ANT, BAH, BAR, CAL, GRN, GY, GUY, JAM, SUR, and TTO. So yeah, what's going on, Wade? Welcome, bro. Oh, you threw it at the wall. Something got you mad, DL. All right, so we're coming up to flight level 284, going up to flight level 300. So yeah, so those other airframes were still in play. So instead of using Alpha November uniform, which would have been what the original names were, they found another way to represent the country. So instead of ANU, it's now ANT and so on. So yes, and now we just saw some. There's supposed to be there's one more NG that they have, and it's now Tango Tango Lima. So that one will be coming to the stream bearing the new colors. So all along we were flying and that horn means that we're getting to fly over 300, 1,000 ago. The NG that we were using before were the old colors, and so you know, to fly an NG in the proper colors, because for somebody like me, I am trying to fly like the real world, meaning if there's an NG using that route, that's what we're flying. If there's a MAX using that route, that's what we're flying. So I barely flew Caribbean Airlines flights in the earlies for Caribbean Airlines, because at the point in time that we got 2020, they had factored out almost all of their NGs. So I pretty much just used the NG 1 or 2. Come on, open the windows, man. It's not that bright outside. Let's see some wing views here, man. All these people, see, this is not proper window etiquette, guys. Come on, people want to see outside. Yeah. So while trying to be realistic, because they didn't have all of these NGs anymore, I hardly use the Caribbean Airlines colors. But now we have Maxine, we definitely want to make sure that we do that. So yeah, that's pretty much what that is all about. But there's also another NG coming back, so we'll probably do some of that as well. So we're now at flight level 300, and we have Richard Shaw subbing in. Thank you so much for the sub, bro. Appreciate the sub. Welcome. Appreciate the sub, bro. So we have the 737 NG. Speaking about those, we have the new sound by Boris. It's BAW. Boris is one of the guys who deals with the sound models on these airframes, and let me tell you, if you have not seen it, you should check it out. We already installed it. We got it, picked it up for about $10 US on the Orbix. They're doing it through Orbix, so just search for sound and you'll see that all of his works. He has a CRJ, he has a couple of fighter jets as well, and the 737. And if you were to hear that, you should look it on YouTube. Just listen to the sounds. Use your headphones and listen to. It's really not good wind etiquette that. Yeah, just I don't understand. These guys are over here. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. We open the window, man. Yeah. So yeah. So Boris made the sounds even more exquisite for the 737, and so we are grateful that we are able to finally showcase those. So hopefully the next stream that we do, we would definitely stream the NGs with the new Kim Jong-un. Hey, what's going on? Yeah, so let's spy on this crew real quick. Somebody's on their tablet. Right, so we have the 737NG from Boris. We're gonna make sure that we use those sounds at some point. Probably do an American Airlines flight with the new sounds, so we can definitely hear those on the screen. Of course, we also have incoming at some point. Let's see, we have said the first quarter of 2025. So they're 90 days in the quarter, and this is day 25. So 90 minus 25, we have 65 days left in the quarter before the beloved A350 comes out. They've sent a sneak peek of the A350 1000 last week, I think it was, and this week they would have done the a livery of Singapore, and then they said, what other livery do you want to see before we talk about systems and more systems? So the more they're doing this means to me that they're going to be coming out with the aircraft pretty soon, and that is all we want to hear. I'm not even concerned about anything else. Just tell me when the plane is releasing so I can get myself ready. Just instead I did 2 flights with the Boris Military last night, and today I'll give it an 8 on 10. My speakers are on the cheaper side, so I'm sure the sounds are 10 with good speakers. All right, pretty good. Glad to hear that you're enjoying that. So we'll definitely have to check that out to see how it really sounds. I actually did, for some reason, I was trying to figure out how to do the reverse thrust on this airplane, and I figured it out. I was supposed to do a video on it where you have to hold the button, activate it, and then push the thrusters all the way to the top, and then they will activate reverse. So it looks weird. Actually read the manual for iFLY. So the animation is gonna look weird because it's not supposed to do that. Once you click and hold the button, it's supposed to just activate the reverse thrusters only. But still not fully ready. I'm hoping that since they're aware of it, I'm pretty sure that when this goes to the next version, that it should have those smaller or looser ends tied up. So it shouldn't be that bad. Should not be that. Shouldn't be that bad at all. But yeah, I'm excited to get the sounds, Justin, to see what it is. ETA to Nassau is arrival is 2317. Nope, that's not true. 2337. Top of the center is going to be at 2317. So that's in another 25 or so minutes. 20 minutes. So we have another 20 minutes. I was supposed to push this forward. Let's see where we are. Yeah, we can push the envelope. So let's go 0.80. Let's push the envelope just a wee bit. 0.80, execute. Yeah, let's push it up there. We're at 471, and DL is partly up at 50320 DL. So we're getting into Nassau at 37 after the hour of 7 o'clock. While we're looking about that, we can get the charts for Nassau in play as well. We're going to be using the ILS 14. There's no star, so So we use the ILS runway 14, and let's check that out. Cool. You probably get it from Hinzi and then come around to that. So we'll talk about that in a little while. All right, we got some time. It is 23:18 for top of descent. So let's go into the back. I actually figured out how to close these windows right here. I actually figured out how to do this. So let's go up to the, we're supposed to press the top and the bottom, I think it is, to activate it. Let's see. Or is it this one? Ah, it's this one. Right, there we go. So we could definitely mess with the lighting on here. You know what? Let's do it from the back. It's easier to see what's going on that way. Oh, we don't want to be in the bathroom. Ew. All right, so let's go. Great. So let's see, we are in cruise mode. So let's tap that. And we want to make it on both, right? Look at that, good. Meal or beverage, let's see if we turn that on. Okay. So meal or beverage is being served now. And then if we want to just make it cozy, we can go ahead and there we go. Now we can see all the people who want their windows closed. This is just so annoying though. How do you sit? It's not even bright out. Look at that. It's just, I guess. But that's cool where you can get, I really like, so if you look at that, I can't get it to go halfway. Nah, it's not gonna go halfway. Anyways, but if you look at the so you see the reflection, not the reflection, but you see the sunlight on the back of the seat. When you close it, it just goes away. That's nice. It really is nice. I suppose that's why nobody wants the light. They want to go to sleep. It's a short flight though. Why? Enjoy. Heading over Cuba right now. This is a nice picture. Looking out there. I can imagine taking a picture with my phone right here with the sunset. Man, beautiful, 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 beautiful. Overflying Cuba right now, and those are the contrails of DL up there. We're supposed to be getting some more company on the flight down to Kingston from Nassau. Our friend George should be joining us on our way back down, so we have some good company. I wonder if we can get some ATC. I don't have any friends on Discord that work in the Nassau area, but it would be cool. It would have been cool. Yes, sir. Maybe we can enjoy some music as we go along. Yes, George, we're doing the Nassau to Kingston. All right, the top of the sentence coming up in about 100 miles, 154 miles. So once we get to the 80 miles before, we will do our descent and approach briefing. So I'll let you go ahead and enjoy this view. And I will be right back. And we are back. Now we are 126 miles from our top of descent. DL, how long before you start your descent? We can kind of coordinate what's going on here. Well, I don't want to try and pass you too much. Okay, so tell me what you're, how far before you reach your top of descent? Yeah, we can work it out, not a problem. My top of descent is in 150 nautical miles. So if you tell me what you have, so you're gonna have to start descending before me because you're higher up. And all right, let's go ahead and check out what the, so from Haji to Muni. Okay, yeah, okay, you're fine. So I'll slow back down to my econ speed in another few miles so that you'll have time to do what you gotta do. All right, let's check something here real quick. I should have, all right, so let's check this. That's what is via the Hinzi. So that's what we can do here. Hinzi will be correct. That will give us just a little bit extra room to play with. Direct Hinzi. Check that out. So from Hachi to Hinzi, then to Moon right. So that would give us the proper approach. And we want to reach Hinzi, Muni by 2,000, so Hinzi by 3,000. But that is from Hinzi to Muni, that is approximately yeah, that's fine. You'll be fine. So I'll slow back down to my econ speed. That will give you enough time to do what you gotta do. Let me do that now. Econ speed. IZQA. And we have 14 DME. And we want to do 143 as the radio. 143, 14. And 143 at I'll explain again why I do this. So from an Airbus perspective, this is where I learned this. So Aza here, what's up? Welcome back, welcome back. Yeah, I'm trying to do some flying for Carabiners. I was talking about it earlier, where because there weren't the option of a MAX in 2020, I was hardly doing any of those flights. So now that there is, definitely trying to put some Maxine flight and Maxine flying in. So from the Airbus point of view, what we try to do is we have a 15-mile ring, 14 here, which is the 14 DME that this is working on. So by 14 DME, we should be at 180 knots. And then by 7 DME, we should be fully configured to our approach speed. So it just gives us some gauging as to how we stay ahead of the aircraft. So you can see that there is this first circle that's 14 DME around the airfield. So we should get to Hinzi at that 14 DME mark, and we should be at Hinzi also by 3,000. I'm gonna put it at a hard altitude of 3,000 because we're supposed to be at Muni at 2,000. So I'm gonna also put tune a hard altitude of 2,000 here. There is set for let me use it to reset. Yeah, so in the towers we don't need to do that. So you're good to go. Enable next altitude, we're fine. All right, so our top of the sentence in 64 nautical miles. So let's do the briefing real quick. All right, so we're going to be landing using ILS runway 14 into Nassau. Let's see here the Nassau traffic, Nassau weather rather. Weather in Nassau, we have ATIS information Charlie, and that is valid from 2200 Zulu, and the current wind is 070 at 14. Visibility 10 kilometers, broken at 3,000, broken at 6,000. Temperature is 22, dew point is 15. Altimeter is 3026. Expecting the ILS approach runway 14, and approach runway 10 is also available. And using departing runway 14, runway 10 available upon request. Landing hold short operations are in effect. Landing runway 1010, expect to hold short runway 14, 7,400 feet available. And so we advise that we have information Charlie. So that's cool. Right, so with information Charlie, our MSA for this is 1,500 feet, and our MDA is gonna be 215, so we'll dial it in as well. And we're using runway 14 based on our ATIS, and runway 14 is 110.10, and the course is 143. So we will set that in the ILS 110.10, and we'll set that to act. Oh, wait, what? There's an error. Ah, yes, there is. It is 110.10. There we go. And it is 143 as a setting here. Let's make sure we set that in. 143. Let's get some lighting up here. Beautiful. Nice. Perfect. All right, so we are landing on a 14. So the approach, missed approach procedure is coming. We're heading 143, holding heading 2 to 2,000 feet, then left turn direct the Nassau VOR, and we will hold. We will coordinate with tower, make a left downwind, and come back around via Curie to rejoin the 14 DME at 4814. Should be a pretty straightforward ILS. There, broken clouds, we should be below 3,000, should be fine. So we have money enough for the ceiling for that, so we're good. Our decision height is 215, so we will dial that in here as well. 215. That is our decision height, and that is set. And our altimeter is 3026, so we'll also set that as well. 3026. Cool. Tower is 19.5, so we'll put that here one time, so we don't have to be doing that on the approach as well. So 19.5 is the tower, and we have 35 nautical miles to go before top of descent. Let's go into the performance and check the landing, en route landing. And Roger, so you can go ahead and do your descent because you're now ahead of me, so I'm good. We should be fine. And once you get below 10,000 feet, so when you're turning final DL is when you contact the tower. So we're still on 22.8 for now. Copy from FMC. Condition is dry over in Nassau. Wind is 070 at 14. Temperature is 22 Celsius and QNH is 3026. Oh, put in the point 30.26. See, in the Airbus you don't have to do that. Revision all up, reverse is all up, flaps 30, air condition is on, AI not required, brakes level 1, non-norm is none, and we complete that and calculate. Let's see if we could use that. So we have 3,330 meters available, and our landing distance required is 2,614. So we will use auto brake 1, set that there, and we are good to go. 24 miles top of descent. So we should be fine. There aren't any threats in the area. Let's double check that based on the charts. Pretty flat area coming into Nassau. The only antenna is 460 feet, and that's all the way to the northeast of the field. So we're good to go. We are good to go. Begin our descent shortly. So let's prep the aircraft to descend down to initially 11,000 feet. It would be nice if Nassau Center comes online, but we'll take what we can get. Fuel on the top, so we will take off the center tank. And the sun has now gone down behind the horizon, so we're below the horizon, so we are in the darkness just now. Attendants are now going to have the aircraft for so just before they're going to go through the whole ritual now where they're going to do the Roger the they're gonna go through the whole thing where they do the last set of. I didn't even turn off the seatbelt sign. Oops. Sorry guys. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. So seatbelt sign's coming on now. Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight lead captain speaking, we are just about at top of descent for the Nassau Airport. We are. The weather right now is winds out of the east. Northeast, about 14 miles an hour. The temperature is about 22 degrees, pretty nice and warm down there in Nassau, so really pretty nice. Flight attendants prepare the aircraft for arrival. All right, so starting the descent now. Nassau area traffic here within 351 out of flight level 300 for 10,000. Expecting the ILS runway 144 approach. All right, so we started our descent. Once we get below 12,000, we will then bring the altitude bug down to 4,000. Then subsequently 3,000. And then we'll begin to prep the aircraft with extended flaps and so on. We can go ahead and look at the approach checklist. Once we descend beyond the transition altitude. Let's see if I can turn on. Let's see if Caribbean Airlines installed their lights. They certainly did, so we can see the lights here. I think I want to get that. Yep, there we go. So the Caribbean install the logo lights. That's actually an optional thing right now to try and minimize the cost of expense for the airline. Some of them would not input or use the logo light, but it's really nice to be able to tell the logo, you know, from a distance. Those of us that have good eyes, so we can see. Okay, no offense, guys. No offense at all. No offense at all. Yes, sirree. So we're heading down to flight 10,000, coming to flight level 237, and we should be coming through our transition level shortly, which is flight level 180. Yes. If you're a little too high, you can, where are you right now? Because I'm not seeing you on my TCAS. Or what you could do is, if you're below 300 feet, you can just throw out them speed brakes and bring you down. Throw out those speed brakes. Yeah, you're really high. Yeah, you could probably do an orbit over, let's see, fly direct to the Nassau VOR. So fly direct Zulu Quebec Alpha, and you can do a hole there, and then you can exit the hole and come back around. He can use level change, but he's still gonna be pretty high because I'm descending through flight level 190, and yeah, so he'll have to do the circle still and then come back around. Yeah, use level change DL so that your aircraft does not, it keeps the constant speed, and then that will adjust for the oh wait, he's flying an Airbus. Wow. So you'll have to do manage speed, not manage speed. You'll have to do the input speed. What is that called again? Oh my goodness. Manage speed is when it's done by the aircraft. When you do the input, so you'd have to click down. I don't even know which Airbus you're using, no DL, but you'll have to actually input the speed and then let the aircraft maintain that for the descent. Right, cool. All right, guys, so we passed through our flight level open descent. There we go. Right. I probably would have remembered if I was in an Airbus. Right, manage descent, and then you have open descent where you actually have to have it. All right, so 5-3, correction. We're going through 16,000, so we need to now use a local altimeter. Jumps back up to flight level to 17,000, but we're descending pretty good. Looking good, looking good. Once we go through 12,000, and I'm gonna have to do managed speed now because this aircraft is seemingly wanting to bust through this, but there is that green dot right here. So even with me allowing the aircraft to do this, I kind of like the Airbus way of doing this. I don't know if it's a thing with this aircraft with the MAX. If they need to fine-tune the VNAV a bit more, I'm pretty sure they can always fine-tune it. Where the aircraft, you know, just look at this. I'm right now at 318, and I think that I should have been slowing a bit more. However, our descent rate is 2450. When we get to this green dot, it means that we're supposed to be slowing down to a particular airspeed. So I'm going to watch it for that green dot, but if I'm going to be doing that too fast, then I'm going to have to do level change and ensure that we get down to 250 before we go through that 10,000 gate, because I don't want to be hit with a penalty for my virtual airline. All right, so we're at 13,000, so we're going to go ahead and pull this down to 4,000 feet. And once we get to 12,000, I'm going to use level change. That will just allow us to get down to a much slower speed before we get to 10,000. Or I'll just speed intervene. So let's go ahead and do that. Aircraft should begin to level off. Yes, no, maybe so. No. We're just about the green dot. Okay, so descent rate is going down. All right, so let's see what happens now. All right, so we're gonna let it slow down. All right, cool, so you can continue the approach then. So I guess I should be ahead of you, yeah? Because Haji was before that, so yeah. You should be fine. All right, so the approach checklist, flight and navigation instruments is checked. Chime switch is cycled. And altimeters is 30.26 and cross check. And now we're below 300 knots, so we can now introduce some speed brakes. So we can get the aircraft down to 240. So we don't bust through that getting below 10,000 feet. Beautiful, beautiful. Can't even see so dark. All right, 240, pretty good. We can close the speed brakes now and allow the aircraft to continue its descent. And I'm going to do that managed speed into speed intervention to maintain 240 knots. Allow the aircraft to continue its descend now to. All right, below 10,000 feet, landing lights coming on and the wing light coming on. So we can now see the wing from the window. Let's make sure that we still have air traffic control online. Yes, power is still on. 19.5, so we are good to go. If you're enjoying the stream, guys, please do us a favor. It would really mean a lot for us if you would subscribe and also leave a like. If you have a comment, feel free to make one as well. We do appreciate the support. It would definitely help the channel go a long way so we can continue making some great content for you guys. So we're approximately 18 nautical miles from our runway. And once we get within 10 to 15 nautical miles of Hinzi, we're going to slow our speed down to 210. And then we will slow it further to 190. And then make our way in towards the right base for the ILS. The other part of the briefing that I did not do, once we land, we are hoping to exit via Bravo. If not Bravo, we go to Alpha, then we'll backtrack and we're going to Terminal Bravo, I think it is. Terminal Bravo we're going to be talking about today. I guess the air traffic controller will tell us where we're going. So we're looking to get off at Bravo or Alpha. All right, so we have that set. All right, 15 miles out, so let's slow down now to 210. Allow the aircraft to reduce its rate of descent. And we'll also descend now to cross at 330. This aircraft refuses to slow down, so we gotta get some speed brakes out, no problem. There we go. We can see them now from the window. Speed brakes. Ooh, some clouds. Nice. Unfortunately, because of how Microsoft 2020 was built, I don't understand why, but based on how it was built, there isn't a way to really see weather. So we just got to do without the weather radar, but it's really nice to see the clouds at least. So we're flying through some clouds here and the lights are illuminating the clouds themselves. So there we go. We can see it outside. That looks nice. All right. Coming out 210 and we'll continue our descent down to 3,000. What we're going to do is once we get to Hinzi, we'll go along the 14 DME arc, and just as we are getting the localizer, we're going to call the tower on 119.50. Once we get the Hinzi at 3,000, we will further descend to 2,000 feet. We can cross Muni at 2,000, and that should give us, bring us above the glide slope, or below the glide slope rather, so that we can catch the glide slope as we get to a final approach. All right, that sound means we're getting down to 3,000 feet, 1,000 to go. 11 nautical miles to go. If we were to make a right turn, we'll be 11 miles away, but we want to make sure we get at 14 DME so we can set ourselves up properly. All right, so the glide slope is rising right now, which means we are going to be on par with it, then go below it, which is where we want to be, so that it could come down and meet the aircraft, and then we would descend via the glide. So you always want to be above the, you want to be below the glide slope. Let me make sure I said that properly. You want to be below the glide slope so that, okay, so just for those who may not know, so this lateral thing here is the localizer. So once you make the right turn from Hinzi, you're going to see this turn to blue, sorry, to magenta. Don't know my colors now. Wow. This is going to turn to magenta. This is moving because we're now below the glide slope. So when it was down here, we were above the glide slope. So this is the localizer, this is the glide slope. So what's going to happen is once we get on path with the localizer, because this is going to move towards the center, this is going to eventually come back down to meet us, and at that point we will change to be on the ILS. The first thing we're going to do is catch the localizer, and then we're going to catch the glide slope that will take us into the landing. So that gives us what is called the instrument approach. All right, 2,000 feet is what we're going to set now into the window, and flight attendants prepare for landing. So we're now at Hinzi. We're going to now slow our airplane down now to 180. And we're going to flaps one, speed check. speed check flaps 2. And we'll hover at flaps 2 until we get a localizer. So what we're going to do now, because the localizer is available, available in the sense that it is, the aircraft already senses it because we are picking it up. All right, so this is telling us that localizer is going to be available shortly. So we'll arm the localizer. And that sound that you're hearing, that sound in the background, is the trim wheel being automatically done by the autopilot. We're gonna put our heading bug to 143. So as we notice now, you're gonna see this change from white to magenta, and it's gonna also start to move along with this little thing here. So VOR localizer is captured. Roger deal. And at this point, we're going to switch over to tower. And we can go flaps 5, speed check. So we're going to maintain 2,000 feet until the localizer, and then we will just continue with the glide path. All right, so once we capture, so localizer is active. Once we capture it, would then turn magenta. And as we can see ahead of us here, we are just about ready to land. Let's call it out. NASA Tower Pleasant, good evening. Kerbin 350 at 2,000 feet over Money on the localizer runway 14. We have information Charlie and 11 miles from the field.
Kerbin 351, NASA Tower, good afternoon. Winds are 06015, runway 14, you to the left.
Killer 14, Kerbin 351. All right. So let's now arm the approach. This was supposed to turn magenta. Okay. I'm wondering if it's because we're not using the dual channel. All right, let's see what happens. So we have a bit of a crosswind, which is why we are landing like this. So let's look at it from the reverse. And we can see here that we have that crosswind that's pushing the aircraft, and we're trying to maintain that center line so the aircraft is in a crosswind configuration. All right, we're on the glide path now, and we will now reduce speed to our final approach, and we're going to get some gears down. Flaps 15. And we got landing clearance, so we turn on the landing light. Flaps 25 and flaps 30. And we will do the landing checklist. Landing checklist. Landing gear down 3 green. Flaps 30, 30 green light. Speed brake is armed. Engine start switch is continuous. And landing checklist is complete. All right, pause the music and let's get going. I've been getting some good landings in this airplane as I've been flying a bit more, so let's see how nice and smooth we can get this one this evening. So we allow the aircraft to fly until about 500 feet, and then we would check. Ooh, this is a real stiff crosswind from the northeast, northeast as a matter of fact. And we're really and truly on that crosswind right there. That's crazy. But we're within limits, so we're good to go. 500 feet, my airplane. Try not to do too much correcting because that will cause us to overcorrect.
Approaching minimums.
And we want to make sure that we still remain. You see, I'm actually off center line right now.
Minimums.
Continue. Woo.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
And touchdown. What? There. Wow. What is my airplane doing? 2 in reverse. Left one hotel 3 to the gates, Caribbean 351. Alright, so we're going past. That was crazy. Alright. So we're gonna go Alpha, which is what we said earlier. I don't know what kind of wheelie I was doing a while ago. That was crazy. Alright, so we're gonna make that left turn here. That was crazy. That was crazy. The airplane was not wanting to get on its wheels, popping wheelies and things. Alright, but we're down, guys. We're down, and that's cool. Alright. That was funny. These are the only things you catch on the stream, right? We're gonna go clean up the aircraft and we'll start the APU. And we make a left onto hotel and then taxi hotel to the gate. Wow. Laugh for days, yes? Can't see anything at all, so let's put that on. I hope I'm not penalized with that. All right, so DL is on final, so it wasn't that far behind us, so that's pretty good. And that's kind of thing that we like to have. That's how my flat landing in Charleston last. That's crazy. That is crazy. Aircraft did not want to stay there. I suppose too, it probably is realistic because of that strong crossing that we had. Airplane did not want to stay down. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Alright, so let's see what that landing was. That landing rate was minus 254. Hey, we'll take it. Minus 254, we will take it because the winds are crazy out here. Winds are crazy in these streets, man. Alright, so we're gonna get yeah, Marcalities. It's crazy, man. That was crazy. But that was cool, though. That was cool. All right, so we're gonna be taxiing hotel to the gate, and we're going to. Let's see. Tower, is it? Do you have a gate for us tonight?
No, sir. Just take a gate of your choice. Hotel 3, yeah. Anywhere there, sir.
Roger, hotel 3. Thank you so much. All right, yeah. So I guess George just spawned into that gate. Bravo 22, so we're gonna have to use the other one next. Bravo 20. All right, we use Bravo 20. Let's slow down just a little bit so we can see DL land. We're all for the gate though. Wait. So what happened? 22. Okay, that's interesting. I guess it is ramp parking. 22. Let's see if that's what it's supposed to be. All right, guys. So we're gonna be turning around and heading out to Kingston. Yeah, probably once I landed, and it was to keep that. I suppose, especially if we were to do that with when's it still at 14? Ooh, pretty fast there, DL. Pretty fast, but you're here. Any land you can walk away from is a good land, right? Any land that you can walk away from is a fantastic land.
American Airlines 2979, welcome to Nassau. Left turn when able. Hotel 2 to the gate.
Technically, I think too, with what I had, I was supposed to add some more to the landing, or to the speed to correct for that. So maybe that was also part of error on my part. Oh wow. Yeah. All right. Okay, I guess all these are walking gates.
There's no stations, Nassau Tower will be closing at the top of the hour.
Oh, Nassau, it's closing. That was supposed to be a gate over there. Yeah, yep, that's the gate right there. All right. Yeah, at the gate. Parking brake is set. APU on the buses, and we can turn off. And there we are, guys. We are here safe and sound in Nassau. So this is leg 1 completed. And we can call GSX now to, let's see, first we gotta put on the jocks. I wish they could get that to be all integrated with the GSX, like the doors and so on, or like that. I hope they could do that in the next go around. All right, so let's.
Currently parked at the wrong parking position.
Okay.
You are currently parked at the wrong parking position.
So can I change it?
Currently parked at the wrong parking position.
So what position is this?
You are currently parked at the wrong parking position.
Leonard Babe, thank you so much for the sub, bro. Appreciate the sub.
360. We'll be expecting you.
Welcome to the stream. Okay, so I don't know what the problem is here. Let's restart it.
You are currently parked at the wrong parking position.
Okay, I get you, but can you restart?
Westjet 791 NASA Tower. Unfortunately, I've been on close to 3 hours now. We're closing at the top of the hour. I'll see if I can hang on.
That's crazy. This says, bro, you know what? We're just gonna restart this.
Really appreciate that. Thank you. Appreciate it, boys. Thank you.
We're just gonna restart that. Oh, we're supposed to be over there where George is. Okay, it is what it is. We'll just go ahead and allow it to redo it. All right, guys. Yeah, so we're here, and we're gonna go ahead and end this first leg, and we will put back the flight here. And we're going to set up for the next flight. And we already have George who's waiting for us on that side. Let's see if GSX has behaved itself now. All right, so let's do the boarding. Maybe? Nah, we need that alone because I don't want to waste that time. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and get this set up now. I need something to be going on. All right, I'll do this. I'll go ahead and deboard. Let that go ahead and do that while we get this sorted out. All right, cool. So that's that. Let's set up the aircraft the way it's supposed to be. Or after that. Cool. And we can open the door. Okay, cool.
Not for total good evening. You got the student airline 620. Information desk looking to copy Ascot to Kingston.
He's not even waiting on us at all.
Survey 620, NASA Tower, good evening. You are cleared to Kingston via radar vector to Hardy. Then it's filed, climb and maintain 4,000. Expect flight level 330, 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency is offline, report 0235.
Caribbean 620 is cleared to Kingston via radar vector to Hardy. Climb initial 4,000. Expect 330, 10 minutes after departure. Departure is offline and we're going to swap 0235 Caribbean 620.
Caribbean 620, read back correct, expect runway 14 for departure. Push and start at your discretion, advisory to passengers.
All right, so I'm just getting this set up on the other side.
All right, push and start our discretion. Expect runway 14. We'll call for taxi Caribbean 620.
Trying to get it from the virtual airline. Set up Caribbean 415. So let me go ahead and change the flight number. Don't worry, I'm coming right back online with this flight. It is 415. This degrees. We see the passengers. I'm heading to the terminal. Oh, they're going up the stairs. Nice. All right. At least something's going on here. That's cool. What? I don't know what they're doing here, but hey, at least they're doing it in an orderly fashion. Hey, what's going on, Chad? Welcome, 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 bro. Welcome, welcome. Just getting ready to do the second leg of this flight, going from Nassau to Kingston, Jamaica. So if there are any Jamaicans in the house, we're heading back to yard. heading back to yacht. We were just getting these people off the plane so that we could get started. To show you how I can see my exam registration. That's good. BGI. But that's crazy because BGI, you're supposed to be in a, aren't you in a, that's right, Chad. That's right, Chad. Yes, sir. Jamaicans in the house, yes. Hype, hype, hype. Let's see. So we have 7415 going to Jamaica. My airline is a little bit sophisticated, so I'm trying to get the generate and all that good stuff. Okay. So the baggages are off and we still have a few more passengers, 34 of 108. You need to hurry up, I'll tell you that. Let's see. We're gonna miss the tower because I haven't found it yet. So we're gonna miss the tower on this one. All right, this is pretty nice and nice. Appreciate you, Mario, appreciate it. Glad you're enjoying it, man. Let's see where we at. All right, Dion, no problem. Okay, so hold on. So before I was able to do this thing on the other stream, but for some reason I'm not getting to do it right now, which is why you guys are not seeing it. Yeah, it's not pulling over like it did before. So I'd have to. Okay, let's see how to do it. Hold on 1 second, guys. You guys can see what I'm doing. There we go. So I put it in this information. The flight route is gonna be so now I gotta go inside. Output is going to be transfer, like that. Departing off runway 1430. Let's check the winds in Manly. The winds over there is 170 at 4. So we can actually do ILS runway 124 around today. And that will give us an ILS approach. And it also gives us an instrument landing. So that's cool. So this would be our new route for today. So we can generate that. And so our flight today is going to be 1 hour and 11 minutes. Gate to gate is 1 hour and 18. Our initial altitude is flight level 310. We're going to say 310. We have 142 people. And this is our route coming out of Nassau this evening. I'm going to go ahead and pre-file that. And hopefully I can get the clearance one time from our guy here before he depart. Origin is PR code, and we're gonna be landing today at gate 7. Hopefully George didn't already take that gate. The gate 7, and that's already set. So we're good to go now. So we can go ahead and call the traffic control. Let's set up this here. Cars. Input the information box. For those who see the route again. If you want to see the route at any time during our Discord today, just simply put exclamation point route, and that would also tell you the route that we're going to be using this evening. All right, so let me step back up now. New slide, and we want to go from Nassau to there. All right, cool. Let's call Nassau. Nassau Tower, good evening once again in Caribbean 4-1. Just before you run off, can you get clearance from here to Manly?
Caribbean 415, not a problem, sir. You are cleared to Kingston via radar vectors to Haji. That is filed, time maintained 4,000. Expect flight number 310, 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency is offline, squawk 0315.
Caribbean 415 understands clear to Manly via radar vectors Haji, then has filed 4,000, 310, squawk 0315. Caribbean 415.
Caribbean 415, read back is correct. Expect runway 14 for departure. Question start is your discretion. Advise ready for taxi.
Question time by discretion, we'll call for taxi Caribbean 415. All right, so guys, we're gonna skip the whole idea of this, and we can do it right here via the information here. So I'm gonna go ahead and reload SimBrief. So that gives us the information over here. Fine, good. So we're gonna do this quick, fast, and in a hurry so we don't waste time. In our performance, weight and balance, flight is 142 it was. And our cargo, let's double check that right quick. Cargo is 3550, so we put 60% in the back and 40% in the front, so 3550 minus 60% is 1420, so 1420 goes in the front, and we minus that from 3550 and we get 2130 in the back. Set payload and our fuel today, the rest of the fuel is going to be 42,925. How much fuel do we have left? 7,000. So we're good to go. We're good to go. We're not even troubling that. So complete, because we put some extra when we were leaving Sangster. So we're good.
Target using Speedbird 252 November. Commission dot gate Bravo 27.
All right, so let's go to takeoff, and we're going to copy from. Well, we got to put information in real quick. So let's request. See if we're going to get that.
Speedbird 252 November, information Delta, gate Bravo 27, requesting clearance to London Heathrow, please.
Let's load.
Speedbird 252 November. You are cleared to Heathrow, 11 Heathrow via radar vectors to Canberra. And it's filed, time maintained 4,000. Flight level 35.
We parted off the runway. Wait, what? Hold on, wait a minute. All right, so this is the wrong one. Okay, let's do this.
Project 2, London Heathrow, as filed, Radar vectors into Ingra. Initial climb 4,000, expect 250 at the departure, and departure frequency is unfortunately offline. Squawk 0313.
I think I need to was to close the flight, then reinitialize.
0310.
0310, see what your customer number.
Let's see.
Bird 252 November, read back incorrect. Expect runway 14 for departure.
Let's load and see what we get.
Your discretion, the vibrator for that.
Pleasure, 14 for departure, and we'll let you know back to you, see what your customer number.
MYNN and MKJP, and let's see if we can request a flight plan now. Hopefully this works. Else we're gonna have to input the information, which is not too bad. There's a couple of, let's see, load. There we go. Yes, so this is it. Right. So 1-4, and it's radar vector, so we don't need to put anything else there. And we're using the ILS 1-2 via the ELSR 5 via 7. And I don't think I need to put anything there because it comes in right 7, and we're gonna do the Seabug. Good. Everything is good here. Actually, is it? Might be fatal. Let me double check the chart real quick. Get this
American
going.
Airlines radio check.
American 2927, loud and clear. Correction, American 2979, loud and clear.
For the ILS,
Roger,
let's
roger.
see. Travel. Okay, so from half. Let's see if that gives us after Ulster. Okay, so Habo after so it will be this. There we go. And we can double check that so we don't have any issues when we're flying. Let's do a quick check of the plan. So we have something double in here. 7 tower. Okay. So move 7 from here, put it here. That will give us the, there we go. So that's set. It's important, guys, when you guys are doing this, you check. You must make sure you check so that you don't have any issues. Because you don't want to get to where you get to once you take off, then you have problems. All right, so let's cycle these off, cycle these back on, and let's do a quick check here with our performance. Let's copy from the FMC, take off 1, flaps 5, aircraft on, aircraft, air conditioned, yeah, not required. And let's, what am I missing? Oh, aircraft weight. Weight and balance. So that's 142. Cargo, what did we say a while ago? 1420, 1420, and 2130, 30, and we have 7,000 in here. Just gonna put 7,000, 7 tons. That will recalculate it, and we set fuel, set data, and we're good to go. All right, so that's set complete, and we can now calculate. So now we have takeoff of 42 with 142, 142, 149. So we go to for the 310, and we are departed with 40, and we're using 2, and we'll set that. Zero fuel weight is 61.2, 61.2, and execute, N1 limit 42, and flap 5, and it's 142, 142, 140. Okay, we're now push. Roger, go to push just now. 149, 142. 4,000 is the initial climb. Yes, 4,000, and we're pretty much ready to go. So George, you can go ahead and push if you like. We'll just close up the ship and get that started out. So, all right. So DL, are you ready? No, you good. You good. It's all. It's okay. We all mess up at some point. Just make sure you get the important parts in.
Like me to repeat it for you?
Yes, you repeat that.
Sure. American 2979 cleared to Kingston via radar vector to Haji. Then it's filed. Climb and maintain 4,000. Expect flight level 370, 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency is offline. Squawk 0211.
So all you're gonna read back is gonna read back your climb to 4,000, and then squawk your squawk code.
Clear to Kingston via radar vector, maintain 4,000. Expect flight level 370 after departure. Squawk 2011.
And squawk code is 0211.
Squawk 0211.
And that was perfect.
American 2979, read that correct. Runway 14 for departure. Pushing started. Your discretion, advised ready for taxi.
So just say you'll advise ready to taxi. All right. So we're good. We're clear. That's okay, DL. Just write it down if you have to. Actually have a book here that I write that stuff down. So don't feel bad at all. All right. So we're going to go ahead now and get ourselves started out. All right. So we have our friend there. Ooh, wrong thing. We have George, who just pushed out the gate. So we're going to get ourselves ready for a push and start. So we will prepare for push and start. And we'll get the doors closed now. And the ground support, we're going to release the chocks, set that up. And hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback. Oh, parking brake is not set. Parking brake is now set. Cool. All right,
And Napa Tower Caribbean 620 pushed
I'm gonna go push first. I'll push after. I'm gonna push now, DL, and then you push after.
Hotel 3 Hotel.
Departure checks completed.
Taxi to 14 via Hotel 3 Hotel. Caribbean
5, 8, so you could push that back forward.
791, that's Hotel.
Right, so he's good, and we're just waiting for these guys to get set up, and then we're good to go. Looking good, guys. Looking pretty good. Looking pretty good.
That's Hotel, 6791, one.
Access 791, Hotel, Roger. Radar contact 10 miles to the west. Continue approach to runway 14.
So our pushback, doors are closed, hydraulic panel is set, and the fuel panel is set, fire doors closed and locked, and anti-collision lights are on, air conditioning panel is set, and transponder is also set. And we're going to put nose left. All right, parking brakes is released. All right, so real quick as we depart, we're going to do start engine 2 then 1. So for our departure today, we are getting rid of our vectors. We're departing on runway 14. Once we take off, we will make a right turn and go direct Haji, climb flight level 310, and then flight plan route. As I said before the last flight, we're gonna operate the same procedure. Between 0 and 80 knots, we will stop anything that makes the aircraft unflyable. Between 80 knots and V1, we will stop only for engine fire, anything that is a fire warning on the recall here and on the EFIS here, and that's not the EFIS, on this module here. I'm gonna have to get that. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, we stop anything that shows up on the as a fire warning, and then anything after V1 we will climb. We continue to take off, climb 3,000 feet, level off, and we'll assess the situation, make a right turn or left turn depending on the traffic, and come back around land on runway 1 for ILS.
And Caribbean 620, runway 14, minus 2
Parking brakes.
Parking brake is set,
$1.620.
and waiting for the motoring to finish, and then we will introduce the fuel. I wonder if we can do a 1-engine taxi. Yeah, let's do that. Something different. That's if GXS would allow it.
And Caribbean 620, runway 14, wind 060 at 15 knots, fly runway heading, clear for takeoff.
Winds copy, fly runway heading Caribbean 62.
What's the problem? What's the problem? What's the problem? Why is our aircraft not? Oh, there we go.
Disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
Okay, so the bypass is removed. So we're going to try to do a 1-engine taxi.
Right is clear.
Western 791, would you like to visual at this time?
Come again, please?
Let's see if we can do a 1-engine taxi
Yes,
on
sir.
this.
Western 791. Just curious if you'd like to visual instead of flying the full arrival.
We
Well, I
should
think,
be
if you don't
seeing
mind,
George depart.
because I'm
Oh,
already
there he
configured
goes.
for the iFLY.
Bye bye, Georgie.
Coming in on the module.
All right, so that's that. Let's go ahead and get the system complete here. Rudder pedals check.
Hey, thanks for the help,
Control
Brian. Please rejoin the Caribbean 62. See ya.
And down.
Thanks for flying, brother. Appreciate it. Have a good one.
And we do flaps 5.
Anytime, man.
And Tara, thank you so very much for sticking around with us for this evening. Though you said you're going to be at the top of the hour, we are ready for taxi, Caribbean 415.
Caribbean 415, my pleasure. Runway 14, taxi via Hotel 3 Hotel.
Runway 14 via Hotel 3 Hotel, Caribbean 415. All right, cool. So DL, you are ready to push now. We can go ahead and push. Let's see if we can do this 1-engine taxi. Need a little bit more to get going.
252 November, ready for taxi.
252 November, runway 14, taxi via Hotel 2 Hotel. Yeah, I think you'll get up there ahead of 415.
Roger, Hotel 2 Hotel, Silver 252 November.
I am not getting my, for whatever reason, crosswind takeoff. Let's see. Oh, I gotta put that back on. Yep, there we go.
415, you'll be following a
There we go.
British Airways 777 coming out of Hotel 2 to the threshold.
Roger will be following the 777, 4 and 5. All right, so we got 777 coming out here. That's him over there. Perfect, perfect, perfect. That will give us enough time to go ahead and taxi and get that done. Good, so DL is also on the push. Everybody's ready to go. Nice. That's looking nice, looking nice, looking nice. So we're doing this 1-engine taxi, guys. So let's see how this goes. Doing good, doing good. All right. Close the thrust, and we're gonna go ahead now and start engine number 1. Now they do this kind of on under some circumstances. If you want to do fuel balance and that sort of stuff, in cold temperatures, I think it's also done. So, you know, trying to save you, especially if you have a very long taxi, I'll just use engine 2, let that work, because you've been using your APU on the number 1 engine. So with that happening, you can use your engine 2 to taxi and then start engine 1 on your way, or when you're close to the air, to the departure point.
979, Roger, National Tower, East, taxi runway 14, via
All right,
hotel.
start engine number 1.
You'll be following a Caribbean 737.
American 2979, taxi via Hotel Community Hotel. We will be following Caribbean 737.
And engine number 1 is started.
Runway 14, line up and wait.
14 line up and wait, Zebra 252 number.
You can barely see. All right, so engine 2 is now started. Engine 1 rather is now started, and we can now turn off the APU. Nice. And look at that, speeding up like crazy. These engines are so overpowered, it's not even funny. All right, so we come to a stop here at the whole short line, which is right here.
Entry bird 252 November, runway 14, winds are 060 and 15. Fly runway heading, clear to take off.
And we can set the parking brake.
So on the heading, 14,
Yeah,
Zebra 252.
he's a big ass 777. Yep. Yep. All right, so we're good to go.
And Caribbean 415, caution wake turbulence, runway 14, line up and wait.
Caution wait turbulence of that big 777. Line up and wait, runway 14, Caribbean 415. All right, so we can go ahead and line up behind the departing 777. I guess that other guy is going to runway 10.
791, continue approach. We'll be having 2 aircraft depart before your arrival.
Awesome, right? 2 departing.
Okay, I guess it's going to be an immediate departure.
Consider approach. West State travel line 1, Canada.
And we have that 777 just now on the upwind. And there he goes.
American 2979, hold short, landing traffic. Bird 252 November, no further radar service available, frequency change approved. Have a good flight.
Frequency is approved, so thank you very much. Have a great night. Seabird 252 November.
Under Caribbean 415, no delay, runway 14, winds 060 at 15, fly runway heading, clear for takeoff.
Okay, take off runway heading Caribbean 415, and we're going. And thruster 81.7, pushback line.
Winds are 060 at 15.
Ooh, this cross with 80 knots. Throttle hold.
Clear, sir.
100 knots. This cross wind boy. V1, rotate. Ooh. Positive rate of climb, gear up.
Correction, Caribbean 415, no further radar service available at this time. Frequency change is approved. You have a good flight.
Thank you so much for the ATC guy. We really do appreciate you. Have a good night too. All right, look at that cross. It is crazy. Right turn, direct hoagie.
979, runway 14, line up and wait.
We make a right turn, heading select. And we have climb 1. Speed check, flaps 1.
Left turn when able. The hotel 2 to the gate.
Climb flight level 30310. Flaps up.
Line up and wait, runway 14.
Speed check. Laps up. Lights out. And we can now go direct to Haji and LNAV, LNAV, VNAV speed. Check.
And American 2979, winds correction, runway 14, wind 070 at 14, fly runway heading, you clear for takeoff.
American 2979, runway 14, clear for takeoff.
Too much light in the place, man. We don't want to do pitch black. All right, there we go. So that should be good. Cloudy departure. Nice. And there we go, guys. We are off to Kingston. Let's get some music back going.
American 2979, no further radar service available at this time. Frequency approved. Keep the dirty side down.
Oh my goodness. Having fun with ATC is always a great thing. Just letting him know he was a great help to us for this flight. Alright, so passing 10,000 feet, landing lights coming off, all exterior lights coming off, and we can ding the camera to let them know that we are through 10,000 feet and we're climbing. So let's see where George is right now. George is well ahead of us because he couldn't wait, you know. That was yeah, we got some LEAP engines, bruh. Some LEAP engines going on here. at least get that. Yeah, well, again, so give me just 1 second. Let me respond to the controller real quick. Let me just respond real quick to him. All right, good. So that's done. Yeah. So look here, it's something that we all had to do at some point. I like what George said to you a while ago. Feel free to write it down. I have a big book. Right here, right now, and that I'm writing all this stuff down. And there are times when you're talking, you make a mistake. You just gotta work with it. You made a mistake and move on. In the real world, you make mistakes. The point of it is you just try to make sure you get it down pat. So you write it down, make sure that you get the important part. So there's something called craft, and that is clearance. I think the R is root, altitude, frequency, and transponder. Yeah. So correct me if I'm wrong, George. Wow, I'm supposed to know these things. But yeah, the idea is that you try to get that important. In the US, you have some people who would ask you to only repeat. So if it's a busy, for example, if we had a busy flight, a busy airport, let's say Miami or Atlanta or New York, but there's an event going on. Let's just say, for example, there's an event going on. Or let me just use the example that we just had just a while ago. So there was a guy landing, and there were 4 of us on the ground. Going through transition, standard, set, check, good. So we're departing, and clearance, route, altitude, frequency, and transponder. Very good, thanks, George. So you ask for clearance, they're gonna read the entire thing for you. So they're gonna tell you you're cleared to Kingston, radar vectors to Haji, and Seba. Right. Right. So you get they're gonna read the whole thing back to you, and they're gonna say clear to Haji via the radar vector to Haji, climb 4,000, expect whatever your cruise altitude is 370 in 10 minutes. Departure frequency is Unicom in this case because there's no ATC, and they give you a squawk code. Generally, you can simply read back squawk 0211, for example, and it's a situation where if it's busy, they'll accept just a squawk because at least they're thinking you're the pilot, you should be able to fly radar vectors and so on and so on. So all you do is read back the squawk code. If it's not busy, or even if it is busy, there are some people who will tell you you have to read back the entire thing. So for example, you go to a place like the UK, the important thing they want you to read back is the departure, the route that you're going to use, which is the clearance, the SID, the initial altitude, and your squawk code. So once they read that back, you will say radar vectors Haji, 4,000, and the squawk 0211. So you just give and take. In different places, people will be hard because they want to ensure that you know what you're going to fly. So that's why you read back certain things to them. So after a while, you'll get it. You know the flight that you filed. So they're assuming that you will be able to remember that. So if we left, for example, we left out of Sangster, we left via Rostow 2. You got a departure, American, your call sign, cleared to Nassau via the Rostow 2 departure, climb, maintain 5,000, expect flight level 300 in 10, departure is 132.5, squawk 7024. You can read back Rostow 2, 5,000, squawk 7044. and that's it. Or you can just read back the squawk code and you'll be fine. They might tell you, I need the whole squawk code, I need the whole readback, and you just read it back. If you have it written down, even better for you. That way you can just read it right back. So practice makes perfect, and you get it eventually. Even when you're reading back something, you will make mistakes. It gets worse. It gets exceedingly worse when you go to another part of the world. So for example, I was in Qatar earlier this morning, flying from Qatar to Bahrain, and the person was from over there. So English is not their first language. And so I heard the squawk code one way, I read it back, he read it to me again, I read it back, then he said something else, I thought what he said, read it back, and it was kind of a back and forth because it was not the correct one. So it's just a matter of you getting accustomed, and you'll be fine. You'll be just fine. It takes time. Yeah, in Europe, they're very ticklish. They're a stickler for certain things. So you gotta make sure that you pay attention, especially if it's busy. If it's not busy, they're okay. More than likely, they'll be fine. But if they are busy, it's going to be, they need you on point. So make sure if you're not comfortable with something, don't do it. I'm pretty sure you probably heard these ATC recordings on YouTube. Similar things happen in the sim world. These guys go crazy. So make sure whatever you do, make sure you know what you're doing, be comfortable, and you'll be fine if it is really busy, because they won't have time to be helping the newbie out. But by then you'll be fine. So you got it. Tom Brady, appreciate you for subbing, Tom. I really do appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, check live ATC. You would hear some crazy things going on, especially if English is not your first language. There's something called, I think the one with Air China. There was one with Air China and the guy with JFK Tower, and they were going crazy back and forth. So it happens in the real world. So don't feel bad. Don't feel bad at all. Don't feel bad at all. All right, guys, so we're climbing through flight number 278 for flight number 310 on this nice quick flight down to Kingston, Jamaica. So for all the yardie them, what are they? We're going back a yard right now. For all the guys from Jamaica, which I just translated, for all the people who are in Jamaica, we're heading back there right now. So quick flight, heading down to Jamaica. I mean, there's nothing to see outside really but the wing, so if they want to close the windows now, it's fine. So Justin will tell you, nighttime, yeah, you can close at night, but not during the day. We need to see what's going on outside. We need to see what's going on the outside. All right, so what's happening in the sim world now? So guys, we are still waiting on the 757 to drop. I haven't heard anything yet from these guys. The 757, listen, I'm telling you all now, the moment that plane drops, I'm probably gonna delete, let's say remove. I'm probably gonna remove some airplanes off of the simulator. I'll remove the 737 for a while. Okay, no, I'll leave it, but I won't be flying it much. I know I'll remove the 787s. The 787s are gonna be gone. I'll still have the 777 in there, and by then as well, I believe we're gonna get the 200 ER. So guys, for those of you who are flying 2020, PMDG just said that they're getting ready to enter into beta the 777 200 ER, which means now again they had something to work with. So I believe it should be a shortened time. At least I'm holding my heart to that. It shouldn't be very long. I'm hoping that by the middle of February, just about so, we will be able to get the 200 ER in the sim, because it shouldn't be that long with the 777 200 ER. And that's my favorite model, because most of the airlines that iFLY carry the 200. I have friends who will tell you that the 200 ER is not their favorite, they prefer the 300 ER. It's I fly it, but I personally prefer the 200. I prefer the shorter version of the airplane. So the 777-200ER is getting ready to go into beta, so it's not in beta as yet, which is something that we saw come out, I think it was yesterday morning from Robert Randazzo. So hopefully that would be out within the next few weeks. The 757, we're still waiting on them to say when they're going to do anything about it. The Max doesn't have a gear lock in the opposite. No, it doesn't. It's just up or down. So that's why when you hear me with my departure briefing, or not departure briefing, when I do the checklist for after landing, I would just say up versus up and off in the NG. Yeah. Yeah, the 757 is gonna be awesome. And my first flight is gonna be on a Delta. Atlanta to New York, New York to Iceland, Iceland to Detroit. That's where we're gonna go. That's what we're gonna do. Definitely gonna get that ready for the stream. Atlanta, New York, New York. So we're gonna do, I think that will be our longest stream, because I'll stream the entire flight from Atlanta, from New York to Iceland. Whew. What I'll probably do is stream the first part, the departure, and then come back and stream the landing after that. So we'll see how that one goes. Yeah, that's gonna be the flight. Then when the A350 drops, let's see. I have so many airlines to choose from. I got British Airways, I got Delta, there's Cathay Pacific, there's who else? There's Virgin Atlantic because they got the 1000s. There is Iberia. So there's so many airlines that I can use. So I know for sure for Delta, I remember going to Australia on one. So that's gonna be a flight as well. So we probably do Atlanta to Detroit just to fly a short route, and then go Detroit to LA, then LA to Australia. So those are gonna be some really, really nice flights. It is an exciting time to be in the sim world right now, guys. Really, really exciting. Really, really exciting. So I'm hoping that you guys will stick around with me as we see how best or how fast these guys bring out these airplanes, so that we can definitely fly them in the sim world. Of course, as always, as I would share, you can join the Discord. Of course, if you want to see the Discord, link is !Discord, and feel free to join the Discord, and of course, interact with us, so we can definitely get to know one another a bit more. Of course, subscribe. You can also share the link so other persons can enjoy the content as well. All right, so let's see how we're doing right now. We're at 0.78. You know we're gonna push the envelope, so we're gonna go 0.8 for a little bit, and let's see how far we are. We are 239 from our top of the descent. We still have 328 miles to go. So landing time is gonna be 8:24 local, 9:24 Eastern, not Eastern, Atlantic Standard Time. So we have just under an hour left, and we're good to go. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna play some music, and we're going to take a little break, wet the throat a bit, go back and talk with the flight lieutenants in the back galley. Nope, guys, nope, let's leave it right there. We're just gonna have a conversation, drink a little juice. Yes, sir, yes, sir. You can't drink on the job. So we're gonna release the passengers of flight number 30310. Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, this is the cabin speaker. We are now at our cruise and altitude. So the sign is now off. However, if you are seated, we ask that you please keep your seat seated in the event of any rough air. Cruising time, we just have just on the 1 hour to Kingston. Of course, we know that whenever you're choosing to fly, you have many choices. We thank you for choosing Caribbean Airlines. Once we get a little bit closer, we will then come back with the weather and some other information for the flight. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. All right, great. So I will leave you to view from this point of view. Enjoy the view, and I'll be right back. All right, so we're back. We are back from the back. And something I forgot to ask you guys, for those of you who have clear skies, did you guys see the planetary alignment that was supposed to happen tonight? I didn't get a chance to see it earlier this evening because we're streaming, but it would have been nice. They said that tonight is where it's supposed to start, and then it goes through until the middle of February thereabout. So if you are into planetary things, you can look it up. If in your area you can see the planets align, that's something really cool to see. All right, it is now 54. Let's see how far away we are now. So we have 135 miles to go before our top of descent. Let's see what's going on with DL and George. How are you guys doing with your flight? Get a check-in real quick. Looking like a nice conga line going down the road here. That's nice, that's nice. Nice conga line going down the road. Smooth sailing so far. Good, pretty good. I kind of like the idea of what we did in terms of the staggering. That would allow for everybody to be able to descend without issue. 45 miles top of descent. Good. So I am 135. So we're good. We're pretty good. And DL is doing pretty good over there at level 370. One is try flaps 30 landing approximately 150 knots for the gusty conditions. Yeah, that's what I should have done. I think I didn't do it properly because I was supposed to check it here. So let's see. The landing, let's see what happens here, because if it was, so with that gusty, I was supposed to add more of the I was supposed to add at least 10 knots to the approach speed. That would allow us to maintain that before, and I forgot to do it, Mario. So that was a pilot error for real. And that was a serious gusty condition coming out in Nassau. Winds were 070 at 14, so we had a serious crosswind. See. So we're gonna clip the if this would work. Why am I? Wow, this is crazy. MKJP. Okay, airport search. So why am I not getting this? Use from that, complete. And I'm trying to edit this and I'm not getting, that's weird. That is weird. Okay, so I can't check it here, guys. I'll have to use it on the external one in terms of, so I won't be able to show you what I'll be briefing for the all right, I'll have to set up a screen for it. Just stand by 1 second. Let me set that up. Probably gonna have to set it up afterwards, guys. So I can't do that right now. I was just gonna change the screen, so I have to set it up later. So for right now, I just have to do the brief without you guys seeing it, and that is unfortunate. All right, so we're coming up to NEF 2, and it is now top of the hour, so we have just a few more minutes before we start the top of the set. So let me go ahead and do the brief. So we're using the ELSER 5 arrival, and the ELSER 5 arrival comes in via 7. We take 7 and 13 nautical miles to 20 DME normal manually. Then we make a 17 DME arc towards ELSER. Then ELSER joins the Xenon and then the Kino into the arrival. Here on the chart we have, right, so Habvo, and then Xenon, Kino, Sibog, then to Salad, and then the island. Alright, so this island's frequency, let's get the name is iManly, IMLY. And is 109.1, that is correct. And it is 123. So you want to have 17 initially. Then we want to do 10. 123 at 10. Then 123 at 7. We'll be kind of close together, but at least, so we'll be on the 17 DME, and then by 10 DME we should be at 180 knots, and then by 7 we should be down to, well, between when we're at 17 DME we should be getting down to 180 knots, and then between 17 and 10 we'll get the aircraft set up so that by 7 DME we are fully configured for the ILS approach. All right, so let's check our approach information. Show landing en route, copy from ATC, from this MC low-key chilling. That's all right, ain't nothing wrong with that. Weather in Jamaica is winds 200 at 5. This thing is trying to get me to go runway 30. We're not doing it tonight. Nope. 200 at 5. Winds are pretty calm. We're gonna leave it at calm. 10 satellite miles and a few clouds at 22, scattered at 3400. And temperature is 28. Nice and warm. So persons coming from the north will be pretty happy for those with those kind of temperatures. 1016. And we're going to use runway 12 for the arrival. Cleared via the ELSER 5, approach runway 12. The MDA is going to be 278. MSA is 4700. And 109.1 and 123. All right, so dry conditions, winds are 200 at 5, 28 degrees Celsius, 1016. And all operational, flap 30 on, anti-air not required, brakes 1, non-norm. And so since we have 5, so VRAM plus 5 is okay. And now we see here, landing distance available is 2716, landing distance required is 2777. So we can't use auto brake 1, we must use auto brake 2 and recalculate. Good, so now we have landing distance available is 2716 and landing distance required is 2233. So we'll set landing level 2. And let's see now, right, so now we're gonna go here and switch that back, and it is 109.1. The VOR we set on the right side, so the manual VOR is 115.5, so 115.50, and so we will see that the Manly VOR is 127 miles. So we're 127 miles from Manly right now. So that is pretty good. So we can set that up. That would be 148. So we're good to go. So we are 45 from top of descent. So George, you should be well into your descent now. Let's see what George is doing. George. I'll show you guys what I'm looking at right here. So this is the conga line right now. So this is George way ahead of everybody. He's descending to 23,000 right now. I'm still up here at 31. And then you have DL behind here at 37. And it's Airbus 320. So that is a nice little conga line going on right there. Autoflight level 218, good. So let's see who's gonna get the best landing here. I hope that the aircraft is not gonna embarrass me to do wheelies as we go down. That was crazy. Those winds really made it crazy. I have to make sure I keep that. I don't remember for next time. Once I land with those winds, I have to make sure that I keep the wing turned into the wind. So yeah, that was something. That was something. George said he's gonna try it. We're gonna see who's gonna get it. That's fine. We are going to see. Just try not to break up the airplane, right? Again, any landing you can walk away from is a great landing, so we're good. Up it all around, all the way to the first keep the other ones. Ah, very well. Very well, very well. I hope no one goes telling what happened earlier in Nassau. That's obviously good. If you weren't on the stream, you can't know. All right, once you get to the top of the descent, I'm gonna bring it back down to econ speed so we don't overshoot or go into the overspeed window. I don't think it does. DL. Yeah, so you just left click down and right. So left click down is for the what is it called now? For your speed intervention, left click down and left click up if you want to do manage speed. Yeah. All right, so 13 to top of the descent. Let's do econ speed. And we begin with our top of the descent to cross 7 at 15,000, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Mario. What happens in NASA stays in NASA. Definitely. If you weren't there, you can't talk about it. Definitely. Definitely. So our minimum set altitude coming down over those mountains is 6,400. So we could cross 7 at 1.5, and I think that should be it in the system. Okay, 1.1, so that's good. All right, so we go down to 11,000. I think I want to make that a hard altitude as well to keep us in the so we didn't start descending. That's crazy. Okay. I guess the airplane is trying to say he's tired. Nothing? All right. Then let's do level change. There we go. That was weird. Wonder why it past the top of the descent didn't even change. Okay, that worked. Let's jump for the flight. This is your captain speaking. We just started descent into the Kingston air. Winds are coming out of the northwest and pretty calm winds. Temperature is a nice toasty 28 degrees, and we'll be landing on runway 12 for those aviation nerds back there. And we will be landing at 24 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock local time. Sit back, relax, keep sleeping sounds now on, so as you return to your seats and flight attendants prepare the aircraft for arrival. Alright, cool. So we're going to cross 7 at 11,000. And then that will bring us into a position where we can definitely get ourselves further descent. I think we're going to cross Kino at 4,000. Yep, so Kino is at 4,000. So we're going to put a high altitude of that as well, just to ensure that the aircraft doesn't do any hanky-panky. We set up 123 on the course. We are about 63 miles away from Manly. So we're doing pretty good on time, guys. 49 minutes so far. Let's see if V-speed is gonna work now. Middle click deal, or is it just it's not down click for the open descent? The pick clicking down on scroll wheel. Okay. Right, so we're not gonna meet 7 at 11,000. Or can we? Alright, let's put the 300 so I can throw out some speed break. 1016. Alright, so let's take out some speed brakes here, and that will give us increased descent and keep us at 299, and then we continue our descent down to 4,000. Pretty sure the ears are popping back there. Hello, I was your 30th night. Welcome to Stolen Toast. Your 30th, like, I appreciate that, sir. Welcome to the stream, welcome to the stream. Alright, descending through 18,000, and then we set our local altimeter of 1016. We wait for it, there we go. And local altimeter is 1016, and we will continue our descent now. This is going to be an interesting one. Speed brakes all the way out. What I may have to do is go direct to the VOR and then come back around. So let's see what happens. So to try and make sure that the aircraft is within the limit, we're supposed to cross Salem, which we just passed a while ago at 11,000, and we didn't. We're still pretty high. So we have speed brakes out right now, and we're flowing to 250. And we're going to continue our descent. What we might do is do heading select and go direct to Manly. Then we make a right downwind. Somewhat, not entirely a teardrop, but we make a right downwind and then come back around base to rejoin the localizer. So that's what's happening at the moment. All right. Let's see. Let's go down to 5,000. Let's see where it's going to take us. But I'm going to have to slow down a bit more once we get that way. So I very well should do that. Just go direct to the VOR and then come back around. All right, so CTAF for Kingston, MKJP is 1865. So 1865. So once we get below 10,000 feet, we're going to switch to Unicom, which is the local Unicom. All right, so I'm going to have to do that. So heading select 160, we go direct Manly. Or if we could do that here. So MLY. So we're gonna go direct to Manly, then we're gonna make it a right turn. So let's see if we can change that in there so we have some guidance. So we're going to Alice Runway, but we're gonna take it from Asita. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, so let's take it from Asita. That would be our approach. Cool. So we'll have it from the opposite side. So let's make the announcement now on 1865. And we'll slow our airplane down now to 240. Kingston approach present. Good evening, Kingston traffic. Speed Caribbean 415 descending through 10,000 for 5,000. Flying direct to the Manly VOR, then make a right DME ILS runway 12. We'll call right base. All right, so let me maintain 8,000 for now. Nicely done, George. Nicely done, nicely done. Hey, you're going to my home airport and country. Love that. Yes, sir. So for all the Jamaicans in the house, yeah, man, we are come home. We are come home. All right, so airport is directly ahead of us. We're going to fly over overfly the airport, and we're going to make a right turn to the DME arc to join Kino, and then the ILS runway 10 approach. Couldn't get to hold the nose off, you know. That's all right. That's all right. We made it. Make it nice. Any land you can walk away from is a great landing. All right, cool. So let's turn on some landing lights. All right, so we're level at 7,000 feet now, and we're at 240. We will make a right turn and continue to descend down to 5,000 and then 4,000 for the ILS runway 12. So that we don't confuse ourselves, let's get rid of the 10. There we go. Right, so we can make our right turn now. Heading 1200. Descend down to 5,000. To make sure that we get about 5 or so DME from Manly. So we are currently 3 nautical miles from Manly. Get about 5 to 8 from 5 to 8 miles from Manly. Then we make our right downwind, and then we will make that right base for runway 13. All right, turn now. Going westbound, heading 300. Manly traffic, Caribbean 415, right downwind, runway 12. Descending to 5,000, we'll make right base join the localizing runway 12. Kingston traffic. See what's going with DL. So DL is probably okay, so I'm gonna have to extend my okay. So DL, go ahead. This is gonna be tight. Okay, let's see if I can get down to 3,000 feet. If I can get down to 3,000 feet, I could probably go in ahead of you. All right, so slow the aircraft down to 210 to 200 knots. What's your current speed, deal? Speed check flaps 1. Speed check flaps 1. All right. Let's see, speed bug at 2,000. So let's go ahead and descend down to 3,000. Speed 200. Yeah, I should be able to get in ahead of DL. So we're just gonna make the glide slope go up so we can be below the glide slope. See if you can slow your speed down to 210 or as 200. All right, good. So we're gonna make our turn now. Flat 5, speed check. Yeah, I should be able to make it.
2,500.
2,500 check. 378. Flat 5, flat 10, speed check. Descend 2,000 feet. Kingston traffic, Caribbean 415 is on a 9-mile final runway 12. Gear coming down. This is gonna be interesting. Slow to your minimum approach speed, deal. All right, let's see how this is gonna go. There's DL right outside there. Top 15. And we got the glide slope and flaps 30. Kingston traffic, Caribbean 415 on the Alice runway 12, 6 miles. All right, let's see how this is gonna work. Try to vacate as soon as possible so we don't have Mr. DL waiting too long. Ooh, this is going to be interesting. Aircraft trying to find the localizer. Woo! I'm getting nervous, man. Getting nervous. I'm looking at the chart here and I'm looking at where DL is in comparison to me, and he is pretty close. I'm trying, man. I'm trying to, because I don't want to overspeed or overshoot it.
1,000.
1,000 check. All right, my airplane. Right.
Approaching minimum. Glide slope.
Correcting.
Minimum. Glide
Continue.
slope. Glide slope. $100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
And we're down. We'll reverse thrust. 2 reverse. And we're good to go. Hard on the brakes and high speed turn off. And we're here. We are cleared of runway 12. Woo! And guys, we made it, and he should have to go around. Not at all. Look at that. None of that. Look at that. Look at that. We made it. He should have had to go around, so he should be fine. Where is he? Yeah, did you go around? Thank you very much, guys. Let's see what the landing is. I hope he did not go around though. Even did, I am so sorry. I don't know. We say bun and cheese Mario. Or did he pause? Where'd you go, dear? Let's see. Gate 7 is available. Let us pass gate 7. Gate 7 here, guys. We have made it to Kingston International Airport. Stop. Parking brakes on. And APU on the buses. And we can cut the end. Let's see if she does a dance for us. Any dancing? Any dancing? No dancing? No? You part a bit. Man, I'll live with this. I part a bit askew. Anyways, guys, I don't know what happened to DL. I really don't know what happened. What happened? What happened? DL, what happened? Talk to me, guys. Talk to me. Talk to me. Talk to me, man. Let's get the system page up, and we're gonna set these and ask for deboarding. Oof. That was a great flight, guys. I am so appreciative of all of you who stuck with us for those 2 legs. It was really amazing. George, thank you so much for flying with us from Nassau to Manly. DL, I don't know what happened. I am so sorry, guy. I really am. Let's see what this landing was. This landing says -211. So George, you had the good landing tonight. -211 on the landing tonight. That was really nice. I really appreciate it, guys. You guys made it really enjoyable to be here today. Of course, anytime that we are here, if you haven't already done so. He said he's still landing. Oh, okay. So we want to wait for you. Oh, there he is. There he is. We're not gonna leave it. There he is, right there. We are waiting for you to get in, Mr. DL. Yeah, if you haven't already done so, guys, please click the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next time we go live. It is always an awesome feeling to interact with you guys, so ensure that you hit the notification bell so you know the next time we get a new video or next live is coming up. We have our friend DL coming in here on the landing, and that looks pretty nice. What happened? No. Come on. What happened? Please don't tell me you're sim froze, man. I know that feeling all too well. Let us know what happened there in the chat. I hope his sim didn't freeze. It looks like it. But guys, once again, thank you so much for sticking around with us for these few hours. It was a pleasure. Next time that we go, we'll try to do some more of the Caribbean fights. If you want to see more Caribbean fights, feel free to leave that comment in the down below. It would definitely help us to try to do mixes, going using Airbuses, doing Boeings. We don't discriminate around here. And of course, we're waiting for the 2 to drop. That's the 757 and also the A350. We could definitely get some A350 content going on around here. But until the next time, guys, please make sure you take care of yourself. As always, please take care of yourself. Until the next time, see ya. Bye-bye.